Hello and welcome to marketing91.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic on psychographic segmentation. Before we proceed any further, please do note that we publish 3 marketing videos daily on YouTube. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's start with the definition of psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentation is employed in marketing research. It is a type of segmentation that puts customer into subgroups. Under this type of segmentation, the grouping of shared psychological characteristics is done. These include conscious or subconscious beliefs, priorities, and motivation. The grouping is done to describe and foresee consumer behavior. Moving on to what is psychographic segmentation. Psychographics as a methodology is qualitative in nature. It studies consumers according to psychological traits and characteristics. These are lifestyle choices, interests, goals, desires, and values. Demographic segmentation can identify key audiences according to ages of children in the household, family, income, etc. Psychographic segmentation can find out why behind their purchase behavior. Using this segmentation, marketeers can pinpoint the kind of buyers. Moving on to psychographic segmentation advantages. Marketeers can create more captivating messaging by understanding consumers' unmentioned motivation and needs. On the one hand, we have demographic data which identifies wide groups of potential customers, and on the other, we have psychographic data that tells you about these people's beliefs and attitude. Psychographics connects data to consumer psychology. It uses behavioral data to create insight. Now let's look at the psychographic segmentation variables. There are 3 primary psychographic targeting variables. All these have subcategories. The first, personality. When segmentation is done based on personality, one has to take into account several factors. These include a great outlook on life, motivators, morals, and beliefs. Personality is divided into a few subcategories. First, being belongers, as in the fit-ins. These people are more mainstream when compared to other subcategories. They try to fit in among their friends, community, and family. They always try to fit into a common mold. They don't wish to be different from the rest, experience change, or feel isolated. Next, achievers, as in the go-getters. These individuals are ambitious. They are always very busy. They have a constant need to be productive. They don't like anything that thinks waste their time. They are materialistic. They might buy luxury items to show off their success in life. Next, emulators or copiers. Such individuals try to be the achievers. They, however, lack either the work ethic or skill set to be the achiever. They tend to buy things they can't afford. They might try to buy knockoff products and pretend to be successful. Next, saviors or rescuers. Saviors try to achieve greatness for the whole world and not only for themselves. Such people are socially conscious who help others when they don't have to. They help the society they are in. They don't ask anything in return, quite selfless. Next, survivalist or endurers. Such people find it hard to earn a living. They tend to work from paycheck to paycheck. This is either because of decisions they have taken or because they grew up in poverty. They don't plan when buying things, however they don't spend a lot of money either. They are always afraid that they will lose everything. Next, lifestyle. Lifestyle is the best insight into what someone considers important. It shows how their money and time is spent. To get a good idea, one must analyze 3 major dimensions of their life. These are activities, interests, and opinions. Let's look at activities. This subcategory constitutes of things a person enjoys doing and will spend money on. Next, how much they like and carry out these activities. And finally, the way in which they buy based on these activities. Next subcategory under lifestyle is interest. The excitement a person gets when they indulge in something or plan to indulge in something is known as a person's interest level. Everyone's hobbies and interests are different. This knowledge can boost marketing. Next, opinions. An individual's attitude or opinion creates a baseline in which they decide what is important and useful. It is formed by combining the extent to which something is crucial to them logically, and next, they are strongly held preconceived notions or belief systems. People's opinions are strong about cultural, environmental, political, gender, and religious issues. All of these greatly influence the services and products they purchase. It also impacts how they react to advertising. And moving on to the third variable under psychographic segmentation, social class. To enhance their psychographic targeting efforts, marketers often take social hierarchy into account because different social classes have different purchasing power. If a wrong class is targeted, they can't or will not want to purchase. Usually, social classes of the population can be categorized as: first, top upper class. These are the wealthiest people. Usually they inherit their money. They have never seen financial struggles. They spend a lot without thinking about the price. Next, bottom upper class. People under this class have earned their money by themselves. They usually don't inherit it. They understand the amount of hard work and luck which sometime need to get the level they are at. They don't splurge their money as the top upper class. However, they don't hesitate while buying what they want. Next, top middle class. This category is similar to bottom upper class approach. They don't splurge their money. They're able to fend for themselves and their families and can afford luxury products. Individuals in this subcategory are financially comfortable. They can concentrate on growing their career. Next, bottom middle class. These individuals are grey collar or white collar workers. They live an ordinary life. They can afford basic things for their families such as clothing, shelter, food, etc. They can also buy a little extra at times. However, only after carefully managing finances and logistics can they make expensive purchases. Next, top lower class. This class has blue collar workers. They earn barely enough to afford essentials. These essentials have a defensive stance all the time. They try to work as much as they can. They save to the best of their abilities. And finally, bottom lower class. Unemployed or underemployed people are part of this category. Their standard of living is far below average. They spend whatever they earn on essentials. At times, they can't afford even that. Finally, let's look at psychographic segmentation examples of certain brands. First, Red Bull. The psychographic segmentation in this case is lifestyle, and it's all about high adrenaline and outdoorsy events. Next, Louis Vuitton. Psychographic segmentation, social class, in this case the top upper class. Next, Jeep. Psychographic segmentation, lifestyle, high adrenaline and outdoorsy. Next, Budweiser. Psychographic segmentation, middle class. Next, Tesla. Psychographic segmentation, in this case personality and achievers. And finally, Apple. Psychographic segmentation, the same, personality, in this case achievers. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on psychographic segmentation. These are some of the sources and links referred to for the content in the video. If you've liked the video, do subscribe to our channel where you'll witness 3 new videos daily. Additionally, if you want to view these videos in an organized manner, you can visit freecourses.net, where all our videos are arranged in the form of courses. Thank you and see you in the next video.